Hey, what it do, y'all? It's your boy YouTube Blue coming back at you again, and yeah, just want to sit and chat with y'all on my little break. But real quick though, um, as far as these Dallas Cowboys go, now I know a lot of you guys are upset about the game. I know I am. It's just one game. We got 15 more games left. We have to stay focused. We have to make sure that we still support our team. Let's not fall off the wagon here because, again, you don't want to be a bandwagon fan. If you are a true Dallas Cowboy fan, you're going to be down for your team regardless of what's going on right now. Now, we know that we're frustrated about this coaching staff because I know I am too. But there's nothing that we can do about that as a fan base besides just hope that they make the right decisions and be hopeful. I mean, that's all you can do at this point. But it's not like the team is not trying. These players are trying to get better themselves. I know that it's going to be some growing pains considering that a lot of the veterans left, so a lot of that leadership went out the door. Right now, we have a young team, and with this young team, new leaders are going to emerge. And as they start dealing with things that like losing and because these players don't like to lose, you know what I mean? They're very competitive players. So at the end of the day, these young guys, all they can do right now is just work together and do what they can to be successful. You look at this offensive line right now. They did an interview with Tyron Smith, and he basically just said that, hey, you know, we're very critical on ourselves. We uphold ourselves. We try to be the best that we can be every day. And for the most part, they have been. But, you know, with Travis Frederick not being there, you can see that Travis Frederick is the centerpiece of that offensive line, obviously, because he is the center, i.e. center. He's basically the guy on that line. He does the line calls. He makes sure the guys on the left of him and the guy on the right of him is they're helping them out. So when they're doing pulling and they're doing certain plays where they have to pull and stuff and go to the left or go to the right. And you see these offensive linemen. We have very athletic offensive linemen, and they know what they're doing. And you have to use your advantages to the best of your ability. And even though Travis Frederick is not there, this offensive line is still capable of getting the job done. You know what I mean? But again, you can see that with Travis Frederick not being there, it's a little harder on the rookie Connor Williams. I heard you guys say bench him and move him to right tackle. This is the thing. You don't want to keep moving your offensive lineman around. This is what happened to Byron Jones. What happened? They moved him to safety. He didn't play that well. Just because they don't play right away or play well right away doesn't mean that they can't succeed in that spot. First of all, La'el Collins loves being a right tackle right now. We all know, if you look at if you guys are subscribers of my channel for a while, you know I've talked about when La'el Collins was originally the left guard, he was pancaking guys at that position. Now, for whatever reason, I can only go by what the player says. If the player says, hey, this is my position, this is where I want to be at, that's where he wants to be. So I'm not going to say, oh, no, put him in another spot that he's not going to be happy. Obviously, La'el Collins likes to be a right tackle. And for the most part, last year, he did well there. The penalties is the issue. We have to get these penalties down. We got to stop making mistakes as far as false starts and holding and stuff like that. But again, if it's the offensive lineman, it's really hard not to hold sometimes, because when you're battling with these big old defensive linemen, you know, they're coming at you. Everybody's grabbing and pulling. But, you know, once that guy releases off of you, you have to let go too. Now, you know, you're just trying to prevent the sack any way that you can. You know, some players look at it like this: I'd rather get called a penalty than get my quarterback hurt, which makes sense in a lot of ways too. But you look at Connor Williams, again, he's a young guy. This is his first NFL game. You know what I mean? Again, you're coming from the collegiate level. If you're one of the best at that level, you're not playing against guys of NFL caliber. So you look at what we just went against on their defensive line, and you see those guys. Those guys are great. K1 Short, Don Terry Poe, Luke Kuechly. Like, I mean, these are Pro Bowl guys that you're basically going against the best, your first game of your NFL season. Of course, you're going to make mistakes. Of course, you're going to get outmatched and outbodied, you know, a couple plays out of the game. That's to be said. You know, I'm not going to give up on the kid. You know what I mean? Like, I think that he's definitely, the Cowboys trusted him, and they made him the start left guard for a reason. So, don't diminish his confidence by taking him out of there. That's not helping him, and that's not helping the team. You keep his butt in there. You let him keep practicing and get better. That's because practice makes better. If you're not practicing, you're not getting better at your craft. You look at what Tyron Smith said. He said, "Look, the guy's doing well. We just got to work some, fine tune some things." It's just like with Taco last year. He wasn't great his first year, but again, you had to learn things because the NFL is a different experience. It's a different dog out there. You're going against guys that are bigger, stronger, faster. That's just the way it is. You know what I mean? On both sides of the fence. So I think Connor Williams is going to be all right. Again, he's just got to get a couple of games under his belt and get in that weight room and continue to get stronger. But I believe that they need to just keep him where he is, let him do his thing, and he'll be fine. Like I said, let's not panic just yet on that. You look at some of the things in the game I forgot to mention about before. So with Dak Prescott, like, you know, of course he's going to get all the blame for everything because he's the quarterback. Quarterbacks of every team. And I look at around the league, all these other teams. Like, you think Matt Stafford is getting a lot of crap right now for throwing 3 interceptions and losing that game to the Jets? I mean, again, it's been a lot of upsets this first game of the season. You have to understand a lot of these teams did not play, especially the Cowboys, did not play a lot of their starters. So a lot of their starters still have to gain their cohesiveness and gel and get better together. And sometimes that takes 1 or 2 games. Now, we got to do our thing with the Giants this week because it's not going to look good if we lose against them, because not only did you drop an NFC game, but you dropped the division game. And again, like I said before, this NFC South, we have to beat this year if we're going to get to the playoffs. So we can't keep slipping. We have to stay focused and win these games because this is important to our playoff run. If you start losing these games, ain't no playoffs. Like I said, it's only 16 games in the season, so you kind of have to do what you can, and you can't keep dropping games. You go 0-2, 0-3. A lot of times, statistically, it's a 10% chance you're going to make it to the playoffs if you drop that low. You don't want to do that. Like I said, as a fan, all we can do is just sit back and just be hopeful and try to, you know, support this team the best that we can, and just, you know, and that's why, you know, us YouTubers, you know, we sit here and we try to, you know, bring a different perspective, and we try to talk about things and, you know, try to rationalize it and not be negative all the time, because if you continue to be negative, you're going to get negative results. That's just how my philosophy is. And these are things my grandmother always told me growing up. Like, grandson, she always said, like, you always have to live your life positive. If you don't stay positive, good things won't happen. If you stay in a negative rut, all you're going to see and all you're going to live is negative, because you're going to bring that to yourself. So you just want to, like I said, you want to stay positive and keep moving forward with that. Now, with Dak and these receivers, he did miss a lot of open guys. I went back and looked at some of the game tape, and I don't know what he was looking at out there. I think that Dak might be seeing ghosts right now, because you look at that Falcons game and you look at this game, he got sacked 6 times both games. And I don't know if he's nervous right now, whatever the case may be, but I know it's a mixture of a lot of things right now. But I know that Scott Linehan has to, you know what Dak is not great at right now. You know that what he's still trying to learn. You have to put this quarterback in a situation that's going to help him succeed. And one thing, I was looking at the wide receivers and who played and stuff like that. One thing that got my attention is Tavon Austin only had 10 snaps. Now, you brought this guy in for a particular reason. You wanted Tavon Austin to be that guy, that change-up guy, that speed guy, that guy that you're stuck in a 3rd and 8, a 3rd and 9, 3rd and 12. That guy to get out in the open and get you some decent yardage. Now, they didn't use him. I feel like they put him in the game and they gave him, it's like almost like they didn't want to play him. They put him in the game, they gave him a package, but they put him in a package where you knew that wasn't going to work in that situation. And you just threw it out there as, oh, we'll just put him out there. And then you never played him again. And I'm just like, well, what was the point of even getting Tavon Austin if you're not going to use him right? This is the issue that I kept saying I have with this coaching staff. I hate to, like, keep reiterating that, but that's the thing. Jason Garrett said himself that he's not revoking the rights from Linehan. Okay, I know what you're going to say in front of the media, but I hope behind closed doors you're sitting there talking to Linehan like, hey, bro, let's get some plays. Let's kick this up, man, because we keep doing the same thing over and over again. We're going to get the same results. These defenses are going to kick our asses day in, day out, because we're not doing anything to help Dak. We're not doing anything to help Zeke or this offensive line. So, again, if you're not helping Dak, you're not helping Zeke, and you're not helping the offensive line, that is the core of your offense. That is, you can't do anything without the quarterback, the offensive line, and the running back. So you have to make sure that you are doing what you're supposed to be doing as a coaching staff to get the best out of your players. Yes, player execution is all, but players can't execute if you got shitty play calls. That's just what it is. Now, Dak is not Tony Romo. He hasn't been in the league long enough to be able to grasp that thing where he could just sit there and he could just control a game. He's not that quarterback, and he may not ever be. But at this instant right now, with Dak being the quarterback, you have to give him a chance to succeed. If you're not giving him a chance to succeed, well, we're, as a fan base, we're just going to continue and like some of you guys that trash Dak so much, you're gonna hate him. And I understand why y'all feel that way, but me necessarily, I'm not going to go that far. I'm just going to say that Dak does have a lot to, he has a lot to learn. I saw that he was hesitating. It was almost like he was playing the game kind of scared. It's like his first year he was having fun. Now it's like he's feeling the pressure because it's like, okay, I know this is my team now, and I want to impress, and I want to, like, I feel like he's doing too much. Dak needs to just sit back, calm down, stay in his playbook. He needs to stay overtime if he's not already doing that, and just work on his craft, work on watching his blind spots. He needs to work on his footing and his progressions, his reads. He needs to make sure that he's seeing that field to get the ball to these players, because he missed Jeff Swain one time. He missed Cole Beasley on a nice, well, the one that he missed on Swain could have been a touchdown pass. But, again, these penalties, and like I said, Dak he has to see the field better. And again, Linehan, get your head out your ass, man. Let's get these players in the right position to play. Make some packages for Tavon Austin. You're gonna have to do a lot of faking, because when they see Tavon Austin come in the game, they already know he's gonna get the ball. So again, use that RPO in a positive way. If you use it right, I swear to God, you got a quarterback that can run. Now, I'm not gonna be like when Jerry Jones kept saying that he was comparing him to Cam Newton and Jared Goff. He's not those players, all right? First of all, he ain't been in the league nowhere near as long as Cam. But with time, he can do that. But again, Norv Turner is a offensive-minded guy. He came in here and he said, Cam, let's use your strengths, and with your strengths, we're going to succeed. That's the same thing Linehan is supposed to do. You're supposed to look at the strengths of your quarterback. The strength of Dak Prescott is he's a mobile guy, and he's able to throw the ball on a run. Use his strengths and make him a better quarterback. You have to help him out. You as a coordinator, that is your job. If you can't do it, you got to get the hell out of here, man. You got to go. So that's my biggest issue right now is putting these players in a position, not just Dak, but this whole team. You see the defense got better. Chris Richard is out here in these guys' faces getting them right. This is the same thing Linehan is supposed to do. He's not doing it. So do it, bruh. Do it. Last thing. Jerry Jones has been saying a lot of crazy things lately. I don't pay attention to it. And I also don't pay attention to a lot of stuff that outside media puts out there because, again, it's all for clickbait. I don't really care about none of that. But one thing I will say, this is funny. The last thing right now is they had a Jay-Z and Beyonce concert at AT&T Stadium. And guess what? Your boy Dez Bryant came and sat right with Jerry Jones. Now, I'm kind of not shocked about that, only because of the simple fact that Dez and Jerry Jones always had a good relationship. We already know that it wasn't Jerry's decision to cut Dez anyway. That was the rest of this coaching staff. They voted on it. It was unanimous, but he was one of the guys that was opposed to it. He didn't want Dez Bryant to go anywhere. Now, again, whatever they talked about is what they talked about. You know, we'll never know that conversation. I wish I could have been on the fly on the wall or right there at the concert behind him to see that. But I just thought that was funny that, you know, Dez came back and he was with Jerry. But I don't know. I'm not speculating anything. I'm just saying. I just thought it was hilarious when I saw that, when I saw the article on that. But either way, look, you're a fan of the Dallas Cowboys, it comes with the dinner. You know, it's always going to be drama around Dallas Cowboys, even when they're not even doing anything. The media just loves things dealing with the Dallas Cowboys. And, you know, every time Jerry says something, they're like, what'd you say? And they just put that out there. So, with that being said, I mean, being a Cowboys YouTuber is always something to talk about. Because a lot of you look at all these other teams, you don't really see much being talked about them. And I'm pretty sure things happen with other teams too. We just don't ever know about it. But I'm going to go ahead and get back to work. But with that being said, it's your boy E2 Blue. I'll talk to y'all again later. Have a great day.